Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And guys, you need to hear me out, because in this video, we're going to dive in and compare Hedera HBAR to Kaspa. And I've been getting a lot of requests about Kaspa. It's a great layer one. It's up and coming, and it's one of the most powerful projects out there right now that is basically pumping into a bear market where everything is down. That says a lot. So we're going to dive into both those projects, take a look at the chart, and then I'll give you my conclusion. And hopefully this is going to help you guys decide not just if you should be stacking HBAR or Kaspa, but hopefully it's going to give you a little bit more of an education of how to compare projects and decide which one goes into your portfolio. Because guys, there's 22,000+ projects out there, and there's a lot of hype, and people want to FOMO in, and next thing they know, they look around and they're like, my God, I have 40 different tokens, and half of them have went back down because the FOMO is over. That's probably what's going to happen short term with Kaspa, which we'll get into. But basically, here's my thought process when it comes to HBAR. Guys, I've done an immense deep dive in every project that I thought was worth looking at to build my portfolio. And I'm non-biased. I'll drop my favorite project tomorrow if I think I can make more money in something else. But for me, doing all my research, look, you have Bitcoin, which guys, if you have big money and you don't want a lot of risk, that's probably going to give you a 5, 6, 7, maybe even a 10x. The best risk reward out there for big money. It's not going to change your life if you got $1,000 or $10,000, right? But for the risk, it's a great project. Ethereum is right behind it. Probably going to give you a 10x, may even give you more, a lot more. But the risk reward of those are great, especially if you have big money. But when you get into the average person's type money, who may be starting with $1,000 or $10,000 or $50,000, you want to look outside those two projects. They may be your base, but that led me to literally two other projects that I think compete for the number 3 spot, and that is Quant because of its tokenomics and its interoperability, and HBAR. Now, I used to not like the tokenomics. They really bothered me about HBAR. But here's why I am so excited about HBAR and why the tokenomics don't bother me. Because when most projects have an unlock, that is the early founders, the early investors basically getting wealthy. That money leaves and they take their profits and become wealthy normally. That's just the smart money, the big money taking advantage of the average investor. And that's normal. But when HBAR has an unlock, that is used to grow their ecosystem and pay developers for future growth. So it's paying it forward. When they spend that money and they have those unlocks, it keeps the price down, which I love. But we know in a bear market, you want to see money being spent and the ecosystem growing. And HBAR does that as good as any other project out there, period. So to dive into HBAR, guys, you want to look at the foundation, right? The team, the founders, the developers, the roadmap, the money behind it, and the adoption. That's pretty much all you need to look at. So that's kind of what we're going to compare. So across the board, guys, foundation of Hedera is phenomenal. The team, phenomenal. It's got an immense amount of developers coming in every day from all around the world, and they market for developers constantly. Corporate America is adopting HBAR. I personally believe that it might be the number one layer one that corporate America, Wall Street, has adopted outside of Ethereum. Now, there's some other projects like, say, Matic that might be in the running, but HBAR is right there, guys. And again, I've said this 100 times. It doesn't matter what we like. If Wall Street or the big banks or the governments don't get behind the project, it doesn't matter anything else about what we like. It doesn't matter how much I like Hedera. But anyway, Hedera checks all the boxes. And then when you look at, it's like their social media and all the things that they have going on, guys, it is absolutely amazing. Just today, there was an announcement that Hyundai and Kia is moving into the Hedera ecosystem, and they have multiple projects going on for their supply chain and their emissions monitoring system. Guys, that alone should pump a token 2-3x. That is going to be immense. And right now, I haven't verified this, but I said they've done 14 billion transactions. But someone corrected me and said they're already at 16 billion. Guys, they are on fire. They are scaling bigger and faster than any other ecosystem out there. And when you look at their governing board, it's absolutely massive. You got Boeing and IBM and Google and FIS Global. I'm telling you, Hedera is a powerhouse. So when you look at that, you use that as your sounding board, as compare any project to that. Forget Bitcoin and Ethereum, but if you look at any project, I don't care what it is, compare it to HBAR, it's probably not going to have the same risk reward. Now, let's look at the chart. Guys, HBAR is 31. It should be in the top 10. No ifs and buts about it, in my opinion. I think it's the most undervalued project out there, and it's not even close. Because here's what I know to be true. That what you want to see in a bear market is money and adoption and development. And here is as close to a truth that you can get in crypto. All that hard work and that money and that growth that we do not see right now, the price will catch up in the bull market. So for me, right now you can stack HBAR at 5 cents. I hope it goes lower. I want to stack it at 2 cents, right? But 5 cents, if it takes out its old high, and I think that's as close to a guarantee as you're going to get in crypto, of above 50 cents, guys, that's a 10x. Now, that's not financial advice. There's risk and all that. But if that's the simplest and best risk reward out there, stack some HBAR at 5 cents, sell out, start dollar cost averaging out when it takes out its old high. And why do I feel it's going to take out its old high? Why do I have so much conviction? Because, guys, it's not even remotely, not even close to the same HBAR it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when it was making this high right here. It's not remotely the same Hedera and HBAR. The ecosystem, the developers, and everything has absolutely exploded. I personally believe that it's going to be changing gears. I believe that it's probably going to hit $1, could hit $1.50. Heck, it could hit $3.50. I don't know. I won't be in it at that point, but I really believe that a 10x is the minimum with the best risk reward, some of the best risk reward opportunity out there for Hedera. So for whatever that's worth, guys, and when you go to their Twitter and you look at the following in the HBAR, the Barbarians, guys, it's phenomenal. Now, let's talk about Kaspa. Can it hold up to all that? Well, let's talk about it. In diving into it, to see Kaspa almost leading the way right now in this bear market where everything pretty much is going down, including XRP after that big win, and Kaspa's outperforming XRP, that gets my attention. XDC's doing great, Bone is doing great, but everything else is pretty much going down. and Kaspa just made an all-time high in a bear market. Guys, it's a young project, but it's got my attention. So what makes this project so great? Well, I'm not a developer. I don't understand the tech totally, but I do know this has great tech. So let's compare, right? And I'm not going to debate the tech of Hedera to Kaspa because I'm not a developer, but they both basically are some of the best tech out there. Let's just call that a wash. The foundation of Hedera, I don't think, and its governing body, I don't think it can be beat. Kaspa doesn't have that. The team, from my understanding, Kaspa has an all-world team. So they do check that box. But when it comes to developers and projects being built, it's way too early, and I don't see that adoption, right? So Hedera is way out front when it comes to that. They don't have the money, right? Now, what they do have that I really do like, I like the way they were launched. And I don't think they will probably ever have any SEC issues, but hey, it's a crazy world. Who knows? But I like the way they brought Kaspa to the market. It's kind of like a grassroots project, and I think it has a phenomenal future. But now let's talk about something, guys, of what I like to see when I think something's really the project of the future. Because I don't know if this is the tech or if there's some better tech coming or what. You have, Aptos and Sui, supposedly that is their competitors. That's the new up and coming high tech stuff. But I also know like Constellation DAG, one of my favorite projects, some of the best tech out there, period. They check all the boxes as well, but they don't have the adoption. They're working with like the Air Force and stuff, but they don't have the adoption of Wall Street or any big governments outside of some of the like the Navy and some of the military, but that's not enough to move the project. As much as I like it, it's not going to give me a 20, 50, 100x. It just isn't. But it is some of the best tech out there. Now I know I'm getting sidetracked, but bear with me. So when looking at Kaspa, and people already starting to say, oh, it's the next Ethereum. It's better than Ethereum. And it talks about Vitalik, the founder, or one of the founders of Ethereum, talked about how the Ghost DAG technology was in the Ethereum original white paper, and it's all world tech. Okay, it is. Let's just say that's a given. But here's the thing, guys. To be the next Ethereum, and if I can help you guys understand anything, believe me, I work for Bear Stearns on Wall Street. I know how the big money moves and how important it is. Does not matter what we think. What I'm about to say matters. The reason Ethereum will not be beat, at least for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 bull runs by anyone, is because early on there was a Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. So think about it, guys. Corporate America, from JP Morgan to Google, Microsoft, all the powerhouse corporations that run this world got together and said, hey, let's pitch Ethereum blockchain to the world. Let's make it the chosen one. And they did. Whether we like it or not, it really doesn't matter. When Google gets behind you, when JP Morgan gets behind you, when they defend you at the White House, when they send the SEC to their competitors, that matters. Kaspa doesn't have that. Now, fast forward 10, 15 years from now, who knows? Wall Street may jump ship. But guys, that is a big ask because Ethereum is so far out front. That being said too, Kaspa does beat Hedera in its tokenomics. But when you talk about tokenomics, you could argue the fact that Ethereum has the best tokenomics out there, even better than Bitcoin and Quant, due to it is literally deflationary. And the more it gets used in the next bull run, guys, it's going to go ballistic. It's going to be unbelievable. And when you look at it on a chart, it's really going to blow your mind what real deflationary is. Because it's not deflationary down the road. There's a lot of projects like XRP that says they're going to be deflationary. But guys, they've got 100 years probably before the burning of their tokens matter. Ethereum is burning tokens right now. It's deflationary every day. And in the bull run, when people start staking their Ethereum and the deflationary really kicks in, it's going to be explosive. I'm getting sidetracked again. But anyway, guys, one cool thing about Kaspa is they already have a really good community that's growing every day. They have like 60, 70,000 followers on Twitter or X. That's really positive. A lot, and I mean a lot of influencers are pushing Kaspa. But you got to be aware that when these influencers start pushing stuff, that FOMO kicks in. Guys, if Bitcoin keeps pulling back, I have no doubt that Kaspa is going to pull back. And that's what I hope. Now let's look at the chart. Here's the thing. The tokenomics are good, and it's better than Hedera's. And it's making an all-time high. It launched basically in a bear market. Now that being said, it was an uptrend of the bear market. But guys, there's not much money flowing into crypto right now. And even though like Ripple won their court case, immediately the SEC came out and is attacking Coinbase. They've mentioned that they want everything is a security, that they want Coinbase to pull everything off the exchanges. They just brought a lawsuit against Richard Hart and Hex and Pulse Chain X. I just made a video that I'll leave at the end if you want to watch that. So people are now starting to get scared. And really, guys, the only thing that concerns me in crypto is the SEC. That's the only thing that can ruin some of my great projects. Hell, even like HBAR. But outside of the SEC, I don't think there's anything that will stop either one of these projects. Now, that being said, we've already talked about, I really believe if I had to guess, HBAR is going to give me almost as close a thing to a guarantee to a 10x. Probably going to end up saying a 15x, maybe a 20x, maybe higher, but let's just call it roughly a 15x with the least amount of risk you can almost get in crypto. Now, Kaspa, it's too young to tell. I mean, the thing's already doing a 4 or 5x as we speak. Now, here are my rules for whatever it's worth. Because both of these projects are great, guys, and I don't want to tell y'all what to do. It's not financial advice. But here's my personal rules. I do not chase pumps, period, in a bear market. If Bitcoin was making a new high, or if we were in the middle of the bull run, yes, jump all over this breakout. But guys, there's nothing going on positive in the world and or in crypto. So this pump will not sustain. I have no doubt. Now it may pump for 3 days, 4 days, a week, but my guess is it's going to come back down at least in here. Now, if I was paying attention, because I was waiting for a pullback and I did want to get into Kaspa, and I really haven't been paying attention to it. I didn't realize it made this substantial pullback. That was a great buying opportunity. I'm just guessing, to be 100% honest with you guys, when it got down in here, I would have thought maybe dollar cost average that it's probably just going to go sideways, if not down. I didn't expect this thing to take out this high right here. That can't be more bullish. That being said, guys, Bitcoin dominance is picking up. The dollar's getting stronger. The S&P looks like it's about to top. The Fed is definitely, they're basically starting to sell, not the Fed, the U.S. government is starting to sell, well, I guess it is the Fed. The Treasury are starting to sell bonds. Well, when they sell those bonds, guys, that pulls liquidity out of the whole world. That is very bearish for the S&P and crypto because there's not as much money in the system, and that's going on right now, and it's just going to pick up the pace because we are so much in debt. We got to cover those bills, and that's how the U.S. government does that. So I have no doubt Kaspa could run throughout the week, maybe a week or two. I don't know. But my guess is if I had to decide whether to buy the Kaspa right now or go short, I would go short. Now, long term, I'm going to keep it on my watch list 100%. I'm probably going to jump into Kaspa because who knows how much it can run in the next bull run. It's proven it can run in a bear market, just like AI did it the first of the year. I have a list of AI tokens. But guys, Kaspa is on my watch list. Now that being said, which one do I think is the best project to start stacking? If I had to pick one, well, you probably know the answer. Guys, it's going to be Hedera. I really believe Hedera is one of the best risk-reward projects out there. It's one of the best projects. It checks every single box. The tokenomics could be a little better, but they keep spending that money when they do those unlocks to grow the system. And the projects and all that growth is going to catch up to the price in the next bull run. So I don't know if Kaspa can outperform HBAR, but I do know the risk is a lot greater because Hedera and HBAR's ecosystem and their partnerships is proven, and their scalability, everything is proven. This is a up and coming layer one. Heck, it may be the chosen one in the future, but the risk is a lot greater. So if I had to choose one, I'm going to stack my HBAR and I'll be very content even if Kaspa takes off and outperforms it. It has a different risk profile. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me know which project you choose. You know, most of you are probably going to pick both of them, I'm guessing. And look, you're probably not wrong. I cannot in any way, shape, or form recommend chasing this pump because we're in a bear market, guys. You got to be non-emotional and don't. I haven't bought much all year because I was stacking all last year. In hindsight, I should have been taking profits and looking to restack again, but I didn't because, again, it comes to non-emotional rules. When I put on a trade, I know what I'm thinking. I know my risk reward. I know when I want to sell it, how long I'm going to hold it. And unless something changes, I don't break it. And everything I have stacked is to unstack. Outside of Bitcoin, I will unstack and sell every single thing I have in the next bull run. Because guys, for whatever this is worth, when I work with customers, the number one thing I see, there's two things I see that really wreck people. They end up FOMOing into way too many projects because they didn't compare them to any other project. And then they end up with 25, 30, 50 tokens. They can't keep up with them. And then they wonder why they even bought them. So that's something hard to keep up with. But the number one thing that I try to help people with, but the number one thing that I see that have wrecked people is they try to long-term hold crypto. Guys, I have worked with people that started with pocket change and turned it into hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now it's back to pocket change because they didn't understand the tokenomics, they didn't have a plan, they listened to the FOMO, right? Just like now, people tell you you're crazy for buying crypto, but when it starts to pump and everything's making a new high, they're going to tell you you're crazy to sell your crypto. Well, guys, you're crazy not to be buying really good projects right now, and you're crazy not to be dollar cost averaging out and selling into the bull run. Buy low, sell high, guys, and now is the time to get to stacking. Do your own research. It's not financial advice. Find some good projects. But right now, guys, Bitcoin dominance is getting stronger. Everything is pointing toward the altcoins going lower. Now, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Come back, be part of this community, and let me know if you like these type of videos. I'm trying to move my channel forward. I got a lot of new projects and a lot of new video types that I'm going to bring out. Let me know what you guys like. That's all I got for you guys. Take care.